So earlier this past week, in a trading call, Ubisoft announced that they would be delaying Assassin's Creed Shadows by 3 months. So instead of coming out in November, it's going to be coming out Valentine's Day. So we kind of expected this. This was kind of not a surprise. On top of that, they've pulled out of Tokyo Game Show. They canceled all like game preview reviews. It's been a weird and speculative mess. Now, there was a press release when they did this saying Assassin's Creed Shadows will now be released on 14th February 2025. While the game is feature complete, the learnings from the Star Wars Outlaws release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title. So that's a nice way of saying, hey, we know when Star Wars Outlaws came out, it was a buggy piece of shit. Nobody liked it. It was glitchy. So we don't want to fuck up a second time. And that makes sense because Assassin's Creed Shadows is literally the only thing that Ubisoft has left that's going to be like a killer app that makes them a lot of money, because they were relying on Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows. Star Wars Outlaws, you know, fell short of expectations with the sales, so they don't want to have the second problem. And already their stock is down to an all-decade low. Now, they continue to say this will enable the biggest entry in the franchise to fully deliver on its ambition, notably by fulfilling the promise of our dual protagonist adventure with Naoe and Yasuke, bringing two very different gameplay styles. Now, here's the issue here. There's a rumor going around that the game is actually quite buggy, and this is from a Brazilian YouTuber by the name of TVPH who's claiming this. Now, this isn't verified. This is just through an insider source, so I'm not trying to say that I have the source. This is literally on a YouTube video where he says it's delayed because it's buggy. Now, that makes the most reasonable sense if the, I guess, cake isn't ready to be eaten, if it's not fully baked. Put it back in the oven and let it cook a little bit. There's great video game companies out there like Rockstar that are not afraid to delay a game by several months or years just because they don't want to put out an inferior product. And it seems like a lot of people are losing faith in Ubisoft overall, especially when you have your investor saying, hey, please sell or go private, because the quality of Ubisoft games at times is quite debatable. At times it's often really bad. And with Star Wars Outlaws having fucked up, it makes complete sense that they would do this. So there's no verification of this, but in the video that this YouTuber has, he says the problem that is going on inside is a very simple one. The game is buggy, which is something that is traditional to the Assassin's Creed series. That makes a lot of fucking sense and is actually quite a fair a statement to make in regards to it. Now, continuing on, they said, especially when they're making this transition in internal technology, Assassin's Creed Unity was very dramatic. Assassin's Creed Origins also had a lot of problems at the time of launch. And Assassin's Creed Shadows also offers a change of internal tech within the game that was most likely causing these bugs. So it's not a completely new thing, right? A buggy launch of Assassin's Creed, but there's a very marked difference in the days of Unity and the days of Origins. Ubisoft was safer. Ubisoft was calm. But in September 2024, Ubisoft had just launched and seen Star Wars Outlaws flop, which was a game that they expected would completely explode into being one of the biggest titles of the year, and from the looks of it, sold just okay. It sold like the least a Star Wars game should sell when there's no public interest in it, right? And part of the problem was the game was completely bugged at launch. Ubisoft even had to apologize to the fans and promise they're working on urgent fixes for performance problems on all platforms. So, I mean, this all makes reasonable sense. Now, are they really trying to lean towards becoming a better company? Possibly. We see that the board of Ubisoft is actually launching an internal review on the company. I'm personally hoping that they take out the bad actors, the bad seeds that are working for the company, the wokies, the people that want to push these DEI initiatives instead of actually developing real solid, good video games. Now, on top of that, I saw a rumor floating around. I don't know if it was speculative or if it was just gossip. Apparently, Forbes was reporting that they're looking at possibly reducing Yasuke's role in Assassin's Creed Shadows or even taking him out entirely. I'm not going to buy into that. I know that's what a lot of people wish, especially when we had that petition floating around with thousands of signatures from Japan. There's no way they're going to be able to reduce a role of a fully complete game within 3 months. Yasuke is not going anywhere, unfortunately. So I don't know how that report is. I think maybe that was maybe a mistranslation or something that was being spread. But without a doubt, I do believe that this individual, their inside sources that he's using, claim that the reason for the delay is due to the game being buggy. Well, there's another person who's a financial analyst at Valiant Renegade who speculates that the delay had to do with the company attempting to break even before the end of the fiscal year. So maybe they did it for investors, maybe some kind of like special little loophole or thing like that to make the sales look better by going and doing updates to Star Wars Outlaws and pushing that for the holidays instead of focusing in marketing on two different games and spending all this budget on Assassin's Creed Shadows. They're going to focus on Star Wars Outlaws. So he said, once Ubisoft canceled their worldwide press events, even pulling out the massive Tokyo Game Show, the writing was on the wall that AC Shadows was going to get pushed back. Ubisoft obviously saw what was coming, and that was likely a serious unperformance of sales upon the game's initial release date target November 15th. Ubisoft says the next 90 days will afford them time to polish the game, but they also seem desperate to release it before the end of their fiscal year, March 31st, 2025, as profitability guidance has concurrently been adjusted down, with the game maker basically hoping to just maybe break even on the year. So apparently it's a total mess, right? And this is on top of the strike that I haven't even made a video about. I haven't even talked about a union trying to push for a workers' strike. So not only are they having a board investigating the company, not only is the stock a decade low, not only is Assassin's Creed Shadows delayed by 3 months, not only did Star Wars Outlaws underperform, but now it's just a full, complete mess that they're having to try to make investors happy. It's all screwed up. As a company, it seems like they can't do anything right at this point. They literally have been in the microscope all of 2024 because of their community managers being woke as fuck, them banning people off of subreddits, the whole Yasuke controversy, everything that's gone wrong with Assassin's Creed Shadows. They're in a rough spot right now, and it's only going to get worse from here on out. I think this is going to be a very tough hole for them to climb out of if Assassin's Creed Shadows fails. So it remains to be seen what happens with the game. And honestly, again, like I said, it's because they're worrying on everything but, in my opinion, making good video games. So I'm going to leave it right there, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be part of the ABE Nation, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.